In the realm of classic Hollywood stars, few names evoke the same level of respect as Steve McQueen. He was known for his piercing blue eyes that could tell a story without a single word. But beyond the silver screen, fast cars and death-defying stunts, who was the real Steve McQueen and what were his homes like that he found solace in? Today, we're unlocking the doors to the private sanctuaries of one of Hollywood's original bad boys. Born terrorist Stephen McQueen in 1930, his journey from reform school troublemaker to Hollywood's highest paid actor reads like a script too dramatic to be true. McQueen's rise to fame through classics like The Great Escape, Bullitt and The Thomas Crown Affair cemented his status as the epitome of American masculinity during the 1960s and 70s. What many don't realize is how his choice of homes reflected the complex man behind the celebrity facade, from sleek modernist retreats to sprawling ranches where he could escape the spotlight. Throughout his life, McQueen owned several distinctive properties, each revealing a different facet of his personality, from his Palm Springs solar house with its architectural innovation to his final sanctuary at the Santa Paula Ranch. At the height of his career, McQueen's net worth would be around $30 million today, allowing him to create living spaces that satisfied both his need for privacy and his passion for mechanical pursuits. Now, let's step through the doors of Steve McQueen's most iconic residences. We'll explore how the King of Cool lived when the cameras stopped rolling, what these spaces reveal about the man behind the legend, and what's become of these historic properties today. This is more than a real estate tour. It's a journey through the private world of a Hollywood legend who left us far too soon. Now, long before sustainability became fashionable, Steve McQueen was ahead of his time in choosing one of the most innovative homes in Palm Springs. Perched dramatically on a hillside in the exclusive South Ridge neighborhood, McQueen's Palm Springs residence was a masterpiece of mid-century modern architecture, designed by Hugh Capter. McQueen purchased the home from music executive Edwin H. Buddy Morris in 1969 and owned the property until 1976. It said when he moved in, he brought his motorcycles and simply enjoyed spending time with his family and friends. The 4,500 square foot residence featured expansive glass walls that offered panoramic views of the Coachella Valley below, blurring the lines between indoor and outdoor living in true California style. For McQueen, who valued privacy above all else, the home's elevated position provided a perfect eagle's nest from which he could observe without being observed. Inside, the home featured 4 bedrooms, custom-built furniture, and an open floor plan that was revolutionary for its time. The living spaces were designed to maximize the breathtaking views, with natural light flooding every room. McQueen's fascination with innovative engineering extended to his choice of home, with a property featuring cutting-edge energy systems that minimized its environmental footprint decades before this became a common concern. Over the time, the property became badly damaged, and in 2017, Mark Hadaoui began working on restorations. Then in 2019, the Steve McQueen residence was designated a historic site by the Palm Springs City Council, granting it future preservation and recognition. Adding to the home were design elements like Roman brick and rough stucco, as well as steel and terrazzo. Double-height hand-carved doors and Spanish wrought iron fixtures were brought in to complement the multi-terrace design. To top it off, a large vintage chandelier overlooking the dining table and pool patio were incorporated. Folding bar doors with restored bamboo paneling and perky cypress paneling in the home's pool-facing rumpus room were also included in the restoration. McQueen owned this home during the late 1960s and early 1970s, a period that coincided with some of his biggest box office successes. The home served as a desert retreat, where he could escape the pressures of Hollywood, often bringing his extensive collection of motorcycles and cars to enjoy against the backdrop of the desert landscape. While the property has changed hands and been restored since McQueen's ownership, its architectural significance and connection to the Hollywood legend have preserved its status as one of Palm Springs' most iconic homes. While McQueen cultivated an image of rugged individualism, his Malibu beach house revealed his appreciation for simple pleasures and natural beauty. Located on the exclusive Broad Beach, this oceanfront property represented a different side of McQueen, a one who valued the meditative quality of watching waves crash against the shore over Hollywood's flashy social scene. Purchased in the early 1970s, McQueen's Malibu residence was notably understated, compared to his other homes that is. The 3,400 square foot home featured a clean, contemporary design with expansive windows that framed the Pacific Ocean. Unlike many celebrities who viewed their homes as status symbols, McQueen's beach house prioritized comfort and functionality over ostentation, a physical manifestation of his authentic persona. The property included a spacious deck where McQueen would often start his day with coffee while watching surfers tackle the waves. Neighbors recalled seeing him walking barefoot on the beach, sometimes collecting driftwood or sea glass, small moments of normalcy for a man whose face was recognized worldwide. The garage, predictably, was customized to accommodate his growing collection of vintage motorcycles and cars, which friends noted brought him more joy than any Hollywood party. What made the Malibu house particularly special was its role as a family home during his marriage to second wife Ally McGraw, following their work together on The Getaway. Here, away from the cameras, McQueen could be himself, cooking steaks on the grill, tinkering with engines in the garage, or simply enjoying the therapeutic sound of waves that provided a constant soundtrack to this chapter of his life. The property has since been significantly renovated by subsequent owners, but its position on one of Malibu's most desirable stretches of coastline ensures its continued value as a prime piece of real estate. Before the Palm Springs architectural statement and the Malibu beach retreat, there was the Brentwood home, the place where McQueen first experienced domestic stability during his marriage to Neil Adams. Located in one of Los Angeles' most prestigious neighborhoods, this residence represented McQueen's first foray into the life of a Hollywood family man. The 4,200 square foot traditional home, purchased in the early 1960s, featured 5 bedrooms and a spacious backyard where McQueen installed a small mechanics workshop, an early indication of how he would later create spaces that accommodated his passion for motors and machinery. The house was notably more conventional than his later residences, reflecting his status as a rising star rather than the established icon he would become. Despite its traditional appearance, the Brentwood home featured custom modifications that revealed McQueen's growing obsession with security and privacy. As his fame increased, he installed advanced security systems and strategic landscaping to shield the property from prying eyes, early signs of the intensely private person he would become. The home represented McQueen's attempt to balance his skyrocketing career with some semblance of normal family life, a balancing act that would prove increasingly difficult as his star continued to rise. Now, if there's one property that truly reflected Steve McQueen's soul, it was his beloved Santa Paula Ranch. Located in Ventura County, approximately 90 miles northwest of Hollywood, this 500-acre property became McQueen's ultimate refuge during the final years of his life. The main house was a charming 15,000 square foot Victorian farmhouse that offered panoramic views of the surrounding mountains and valleys. Unlike his earlier architectural showpieces, this home emphasized comfort, functionality, and connection to the land, priorities that reflected McQueen's evolving values as he entered his 40s. What made the ranch truly special were the numerous outbuildings that McQueen adapted to house his extensive collections. The property featured multiple airplane hangars, a necessity for the aviation enthusiast who had amassed an impressive collection of vintage aircraft. These hangars housed everything from his rare 1945 Stearman biplane to a 1931 Pitcairn PA-8 autogyro. Adjacent buildings contained what was, at that time, one of the world's most valuable collections of vintage motorcycles and cars. Approximately 130 motorcycles and 35 cars that McQueen personally maintained and restored. It was at Santa Paula Ranch that McQueen found the peace that had eluded him throughout much of his high-profile life. Friends who visited noted how relaxed he appeared there, often dressed in worn jeans and a flannel shirt, tinkering with engines in one of his workshops, or riding motorcycles across the property's vast acreage. Barbara Minty McQueen later recalled these as his happiest days, rising at dawn, working with his hands, and living close to the land in a way that his childhood in urban Indiana and Missouri had never allowed. Poignantly, it was at this ranch that McQueen spent his final days before his death from mesothelioma in 1980 at age 50. The property remained in his family for several years after his passing before being sold. Today, the ranch has been subdivided, though parts of the original property maintain the spirit of McQueen's vision, with the airplane hangars and some outbuildings preserved as a testament to his passions. While McQueen's California properties define most of his real estate portfolio, his passion for racing and European cinema occasionally led him to acquire international properties. During the filming of Le Mans in 1970, McQueen leased a 400-year-old farmhouse in the French countryside, which served as his home base during the troubled production. Located near the famous Circuit de la Sarthe, the rustic stone farmhouse provided both proximity to the film's location and the privacy McQueen craved. With thick stone walls, wooden beams and a large fireplace, the property represented the antithesis of Hollywood glamour, exactly what appealed to McQueen at this stage of his life and career. Local residents recalled seeing him driving the winding country roads in various sports cars, testing their limit away from the constraints of the film set. Though McQueen never purchased this property outright, his time there made such an impression that he later considered buying similar properties in France. His racing connections also led him to temporarily lease properties near other famous European circuits, including a cottage near England's Brands Hatch, where he stayed while exploring potential film projects with British directors. The homes of Steve McQueen offer us a window into the soul of a complex man whose public persona often masked his true nature. From the architectural innovation of his Palm Springs estate to the working rancher's lifestyle he embraced at Santa Paula, McQueen's residences chart not just his rising fortunes, but his evolving priorities and values. What makes McQueen's homes particularly fascinating is how they reflect his journey from Hollywood outsider to reluctant insider, and finally to a man who created his own definition of success. Unlike many stars whose homes were designed primarily to impress others, McQueen's residences were created to serve his unique needs and passions. They were functional spaces where he could pursue mechanical obsessions, protect his privacy, and occasionally find the peace that seemed to elude him throughout much of his turbulent life. Today, most of McQueen's former homes remain, though transformed by new owners. His architectural legacy lives on in the Palm Springs Solar House, which continues to be celebrated for its innovative design. His Malibu beach house, though renovated, still occupies one of the coast's most coveted positions. And while his beloved Santa Paula Ranch has been subdivided, parts of it retain the character that made it McQueen's final and perhaps most beloved home. Now, if you enjoyed this journey through the private spaces of Hollywood's King of Cool, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll be touring the homes of more Hollywood legends in upcoming episodes, giving you exclusive glimpses into the private worlds behind the public personas.